Alright, well, it's time to look at another Star Wars game, and this time I'm looking at Knights of the Old Republic. Not the Bioware MMO, but the Bioware single-player RPG. It came out in 2003 on the PC and Xbox, and as you can see, I just kind of like swinging my lightsaber around. And you may notice that I'm playing as a Dark Jedi. So yeah, this is easily one of my all-time sorry, stuck here, one of my all-time favorite Star Wars games, probably tied for first with Jedi Academy, and it's a game I've played so many times. I've probably played Knights of the Old Republic 2 more, but the first one is my favorite just because I like the story more in this one. I'm always swinging my lightsaber when I can. So one thing, this guy's going to stop me here, and you'll see a big part of this game, which I'm mostly just going to skip through the dialogue for video's sake. But like Mass Effect, and you know, the people who made this went on to make Mass Effect, there's a huge amount of dialogue in this game, and it's all about talking to people, and even more so in the second game. But I think the second game it might have been a different team, or maybe I'm mixing it up. Either way, BioWare went from Old Republic to Mass Effect, and it's pretty clear how similar those games are. So this is pretty early on in the game, and this is right after the beginning. You kind of crash land on a Sith-controlled planet called Terrace, and you escape with this guy over here is a Mandalorian named Canderous, and you're escaping with this Jedi woman Bastila, who is voice acted by Jennifer Hale, and one of the more recognized voices in the game. So the characters are a big part of the Knights of the Old Republic games. God, I just love taking out the lightsaber. And, you know, the character interaction, kind of like when you're walking around and stuff, they'll stop and talk to you. And up here you can see my kind of affiliation with the light side, dark side stuff. I like to play through the game both ways. You get different endings, but dark side is the more fun way. Oh, yeah, see, so this is what I was talking about. Sometimes they'll just kind of pop up and want to talk to you. So, yeah, so you can definitely recognize that voice. So I don't want to like dig too deep into this dialogue stuff for this video because it wouldn't make for an exciting video. But the story here kind of takes place during the Mandalorian Wars, or it takes place after the Mandalorian Wars. So the Mandalorian Wars are happening, where like some Jedi went to go fight in the war, and the Jedi Council didn't like that. So this is afterwards during the Sith War, which, you know, the Mandalorians are defeated, and then the Jedi turn to Sith, or the ones that went to war turn to Sith because they find something called the Star Forge. So Revan and Malik are the two Jedi, and sorry, you can see this kind of upgrading of weapons here. You get a bench in your ship, which the ship is the Ebon Hawk, which is kind of the replacement for the Millennium Falcon. Kind of, it's the same general idea. But you can kind of walk around the ship here, and as you collect characters throughout the series, which a big part of this game is collecting characters, they appear in different places in your ship. You can kind of talk to them. You can go talk to the droid. This is, of course, your R2-D2 stand-in. So yeah, he can actually make something for me. If I go through the dialogue, I should be like, hey, can you make a programming spike for me? Which is basically for like hacking computers and stuff. And then you got your Wookiee over here. Gotta have a Wookiee. And then another Jedi woman who I picked up on the planet. Yeah, so just kind of explore the ship. So this is the point of the game where I can start going to other planets. So when I get up here, now I get this nav computer. Yeah, this is a Karth. He's a Republic soldier who kind of helped you escape from Terrace in the beginning. So yeah, you can, one part of the story is like you start having visions, and you have a vision whenever you go to another planet, and Bastila, there's like a connection between you two that's unexplained at this point in the story. So yeah, here's kind of some examples of the planets you can go on, and you can kind of each one of these planets has a story. You can kind of tackle it in any way. I always kind of head to Tatooine first. I don't know why. Just kind of get it out of the way, I guess. And something kind of locked up here a little bit. Huh. Sorry. I could I'm not sure what you're seeing, but my computer just kind of like crashed to the desktop with like my headphone plug-in. Okay, this is weird. Sorry, let me try to fix this. Okay, that was weird. Sorry about that. The game went into a video of the ship flying off. You didn't really miss anything. So this is kind of one of just like the story interludes. So that's Darth Malak. He's the one leading the Sith. And I can't really skip this, so unfortunately I have to watch it. Yeah, so the whole point of the game is Malak is running the Sith, and you escape him at the beginning of the game, and then you learn about something called the Star Forge, which Revan and Malak found a map to on Dantooine years ago, and you believe the Star Forge is what led them to the path of the Sith. So you're going on the same journey that they went to try to find the Star Forge and find out what it is, or destroy it if you have to. Yeah, so this is a bounty hunter guy. I guess you're Boba Fett stand-in. I mean, the one thing about this game versus the second one is this one is definitely kind of running through the paces as with Star Wars. Like, you know, you have your kind of similar characters, and the second one's a little guilty of that, but the characterization in the second one, which I think is the best part of the second one is all about the characters, and hopefully I'll take a look at that game too. Yeah, I love the voice for Malak. He's one of the characters I wish they would have expanded on before Disney kind of took over and eliminated all of the expanded media or expanded universe, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so this is them on the way to Tatooine. You can kind of see that he's gonna have a vision. You get a vision of every one of the star maps when you land on a planet, so it kind of gives you a hint of where you have to find it. Huh, that's weird. It seems to... So it cuts to these kind of pre-rendered videos here, and it seems to not show up on the recording when that happens. That's very strange. Don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, so Bastila actually has a side story on Tatooine here, and one thing about the Old Republic games is the way you kind of play through the game, you can catch and miss stuff. There is a way to totally miss... Oh, what's going on here? Oh yeah, we have a stowaway. I'm not gonna bother dealing with this right now. So yeah, like the way you play through this game, you might not even see the Bastila story. Like if I didn't bring her... So yeah, every time you leave the ship, you have to add someone to your party. So if I didn't bring her, then... Oh no, I don't want to bring the Jedi. I want to bring a guy with a gun. I like having somebody long range in my party just in case. Because like if you go down in battle, like you don't get a game over. You still have characters left, and all of your characters have to die. Oh yeah, so there's this Zerka corporation in this game that's always kind of trying to fuck with you. I'm trying to find the dark side option here. You can generally force persuade people. Yeah, you have to unlock, when you do your upgrades, there's an upgrade for, like every time you level up, you get to pick perks and stuff. One of them is the force persuade, so it's always fun to unlock pretty early on. So you can try to talk people into it, but it's better to use the force. I don't really need any information here. Sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place because the game is just throwing so much at you. It's one of those games where like you can kind of talk to a lot of people, and there's a lot of different side stories or side missions that relate to those side stories. But as I was saying before, like the way you play through this Tatooine section, you may never even run into Bastila's side story, but I always try to get it because she's one of the more interesting characters in the Star Wars universe. And any more story for her is always a good thing. She has probably the most... I don't want to spoil anything in case you haven't played this game or want to play this game, but she probably has the most interesting arc over the whole game. So you can kind of see there's named characters, and then there's some that just say, yeah, you know, so-and-so, like a Duran or whatever their species is. So the named characters you can generally talk to and kind of get a mission here. Yeah, so there's this whole like hunter thing on this planet where you have to get a hunting license, and some people are hunters, and then you meet one out on the sand dunes when you get out there. Yeah, so I can't remember. It's been a while since I played this game. I can't remember where you get a hunting license. I think this is just the guy you come to when you want to sell the stuff you hunted. Because there's like some animals out on the dunes that drop some items that they give you. Yeah, this guy's not going to give me a license. Alright, yeah, let's just get out of here. Alright, let's go. Fine, because we need a license to move on. But I know there's going to be some... I can show you the combat here real soon. There's going to be some guys up here that'll attack me. Some Dark Jedi. Yeah, it's pretty much like when I round this corner up here. Yeah, I always kind of speak to them just because, like, you get a little more. There's definitely some flirtiness going on with your character in Basila that you can kind of pursue or not. And that stuff plays until later in the story. They say Jedi aren't supposed to love, but in the Old Republic days it was a little different. Yeah. You can see my character's face change a little bit. He's kind of paler and got some yellower eyes. That's because I'm all Sith. Or leaning that way anyway. Alright, here's a little bit of the combat here. Yeah, so the combat, it always automatically pauses, and over here you got your physical attacks. Down here you got some med packs. Yeah, so you got your physical attacks here you can cycle through. Next to it you got your force powers, which I mostly got dark side. That's your attack powers. Then over here you got grenades. So yeah, it always pauses, and you can select which character you want and kind of give him commands on what to do. It looks like he's only got a powerful attack. So you can kind of manage your combat as it's going. Give her a little bit of lightning and some flurry. And I like to use the flurry. So yeah, then we unpause it and just everything explodes. Oh, they're zapping me. Yeah, so the combat, it's kind of turn-based, and the attack percentages are all kind of roll of the dice, old school RPG. So it's pretty simple, but you don't have a ton of control over it. It's definitely a little more strategy. And I all got zapped up here. Yeah, so there's a lot of looting in this game. There's stuck. There's a lot of looting, like you'll find boxes you can open or characters you can kill. Definitely want to get those crystals. Yeah, when you kill the characters, a lot of times they drop something, and Jedi are good for crystals that you can get to upgrade or robes or armor. Because like the one problem with playing a Jedi character is, and I can actually do a double-handed lightsaber here, but the only problem with that is my character's not really set up for this, so he might miss a lot, which, you know, there's perks and stuff you can upgrade. So I usually just roll with the one lightsaber. So yeah, I got shields, and over here I can go through and kind of check out. There's different things I should probably put on my Dark Jedi robe since I'm playing Dark Jedi. So yeah, let's figure out how to get this hunting license. I want to say you get it from a hut, but I could be wrong about that. There's a cantina. Every planet has a cantina, I think, and you can always run into some side missions there. There's some weird people to talk to. I want to say you have to talk to that guy at some point. There's definitely a couple named characters in here. He's a racer. Yeah, there is this racing minigame, which you have to do in the beginning of the game. But any other time, it's just kind of extra for extra money purposes, for late game money. Alright, so I think I saw a race registration over there. It's been a while since I've played this, so don't really remember where everything is at the moment. No. Oh, there's the hut. Maybe that's who I need to talk to. Seems kind of small for a hut. You will show me respect, Worm. I just love being a dick playing the dark side character. Alright, yeah, I race on Terrace. I own my own bike, have a ship. Force Persuade. Oh wow, it usually never works on a hut. Alright, maybe I can show off the race at least. Oh, and he wants me to sign some dude. Force Persuade? Oh, and that time it fails. Doesn't make sense that it would work once and not the other time. Alright, I'll just set me up with a race. Whatever, just... Alright, I'll pay. Just let's look at this race thing. Yeah, so it's kind of a simple thing. You're just, there's these speed pads on there and you just, you gotta shift. And the whole point, it's all just like time trial stuff. So you press space to shift when your little meter there gets to the bottom. And you're just hitting these things to speed up. So it's pretty much how fast can you shift and try not to hit stuff as you hit these pads. I totally missed like all those. Woo! 24, that's not very good. Yeah, that's a little racing minigame. It's kind of an extra thing. I don't even think that was like a real race. That was just practicing. Alright, so definitely don't get my hunting license here. Alright, well... yeah, I do get a little lazy, so sometimes I like to use this little speed power just to run a little faster through the levels, and of course swing my lightsaber. Alright, so yeah, here's the gate that I need my hunting license to get through out into the dunes where I can fight some sand people and stuff. Okay, the Zerka office. I remember that now. But you just let me pass? Alright, fine. Alright, well, I guess I can't just force my way through. I have to go get... Alright, now I'm kind of remembering. There's the Zerka Corporation is kind of all over in this game, and you really run into them on Kashyyyk. Thought I should heal myself there a little bit. I think you can get a perk that like slowly regenerates your health, but I don't have that at the moment, so it's something I need to get later. Yeah, the Zerka Corporation, they're just basically the evil corporation of this game, and they don't play a huge part in the story, more so when you get to Kashyyyk, but they have a presence on every level, and they are basically just there to be a nuisance, and they're all corrupt, you know, as corporations are. Yeah, I remember now, this is where it is. So yeah, I'm gonna go in here, and she's gonna be like, yeah, I'd offer you to... a hunting license if you go out and kill the sand people that are kind of bugging us. And then there's always like, what's this guy? Oh, he's just selling stuff. Okay, yeah, I gotta talk to that girl over there. So yeah, she gives me a hunting license, and then I have to go kill sand people. They have like an enclave. And the guy that she was just talking to when I get out there, he's gonna try to ask me not to do it because there's like a good way and a bad way to do everything. But I mean, yeah, that's, you know, the game is kind of a lot of this, and it's, if you've never played it, it's maybe some of the most fun I've ever had in a Star Wars game. But yeah, this is one I gotta recommend, and I'll probably just cut it off here. I gave you kind of an example of everything, so thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.